Well, here we are. We're live. It's Remy's place. Welcome to it. We're gonna do it and all that other fun stuff without Remy. Um, I gotta play the music, intro music, but I tell you, this man has so many damn things here. It's almost impossible to find anything.
Making your way into LCS takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries, watching YouTube a lot. Saturday at Remy's place. Sometimes you wanna go hang out and banter at Remy's place. Come in and jump on lives today. You wanna be where you can see our grails are all the same. You wanna banter at Remy's place. You wanna go where people know we don't all collect the same. You wanna go hang out at Remy's place.
Well, and there we are. Hello, kids. How are you today? It's time for Remy's place. This is where we just hang out. It's a community hangout. It's come on, let's do what we're talking about. So, if you're interested in coming on and hanging out, you can just go ahead. What the hell? But you got to make sure you come on camera first before I'm going to let you in because we're not going to do the old, none of that funky stuff. Big old Remy, I think, is down at Baltimore Comic Con, so he's not here today. Just going to be us hanging out, maybe doing a little discussion about what we got, what's been going on. We'll do a wrap on C3. Do definitely want to thank everybody uh, who participated in any shape or form with C3. I want to call out a couple of donors. I know there was a video that was done for the thank yous. There was a lot of different items that were donated by different people. There were a couple of donors that accidentally got left off um, the list of donors, I should say. So I want to make sure we thank them, as well as just everybody who did anything. Well, that was odd.
What
Mads,
happened there?
Spidey came in the back, and all of a sudden it kicked me out.
That's what I do.
Yes, that's just how it goes, huh?
I'm like, did the computer freeze because it's doing donuts? And I'm like, what the hell?
No, it was just like I don't know, very bizarre. Is that you came in the back room, and I was just about to click on you, and then all of a sudden, uh,
Oh,
yeah,
you had to find
and,
that one.
and then I got kicked out. It was well,
Bow down, bitches.
Just delete them while you're there.
oh, you think he doesn't have them backed up somewhere?
Yeah, exactly. No, because I didn't know what was going on. So I'm thinking, hang on, Remy's at Baltimore, but I got a message from him this morning saying like, good night or good morning or whatever like that. Thinking, and then I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, okay, maybe he's doing it from the hotel room or something. But
Yeah, he put a message in the back if somebody was willing to do it. I said, sure, why not? Um,
yeah, so I don't see those messages.
Yeah, but so what I was saying is I wanted to make sure go down a list of people on C3, especially for the prize where we get missed. The video got everybody from the auction and stuff, but the prize wheel that was here last week, there were some people who got left off the thank you video. So I want to make sure, since we hosted it here last week, a big shout out to everybody, all the prizes that we had on last week's C3 prize wheel at Remy's place here. The donors included Brian LCS, Adrian Panda Awesome, DJ Links, myself, the Rogue Trader Utah, EGS Grading Services, Eric Laredo from Comic Book Pressing, Street Level Heroes LA, JP McFly, Joel Gibson, aka Joel the Geek, Doc, aka Man Cave Comic One, and Chip, the White Shadow.
I'm not Chip. I'm not
Not
Chip.
Chip. Chip has no intro music, but this isn't Chip's place. So there we go.
That's right.
Anyway, so I want to thank all those people who donated items to the prize wheel last week, because some of them didn't get called out there. Hello to everybody who's here joining us: Las Crucius, Angel, Entropy and Comics. Hello to you, Kelly from Retro Rockets. I'm sure you guys must be tired moving the LCS this weekend. Let's chop and drop it here. Brandon Looney Tunes, Freaky Louie, the man, and of course joining us live and never Memorexed, but in person, Mark from Legion of Comics. How are you, sir? Oh, take me a second. Well, wait a second. Are we peace symbol in it? What are we doing? Oh yeah, that's right.
Please.
But
That's the PG version anyway.
yeah. So I really appreciate, like I said, I can't kill it or speak to it enough. Money's still coming in for C3. And I know it's some more that's still going to trickle in. So just completely blown away. The fact that we're over 23,000 now. That was generated. Everybody who did everything, donated, shared, whatever. You're all heroes. All right, we've done that. Let's sweep that on our table. How? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I hope we hit 25 with the time remaining, so Alan shaves off his beard.
That would be awesome. I don't know. I know that there's another 150 coming in potentially. So that right now somebody donated. Then there was 50 donated today. So
The merch still live?
Merch is still live there. Plus my show merch still. All my merch, whether for the always goes all there. Plus anything that Rogue Trader throws in from anybody who uses the Fat Stacks promo at roguetraderutah.com. That you get $10 for that. So hey, it'll trickle in. I don't know that we'll hit 25 unless somebody makes a big donation or something. But hey, 24 is possible, and that's still damn good. Hell, 23 was fucking amazing.
Yeah, we're talking in thousands here, so no matter what, it's just already mind blowing.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So yeah, beautiful. I got packages that ship to Australia still, but
that's all right. You can take your time with that.
Somebody's shipping. Well, you're not the only Australian.
Nah, stuff them.
I don't know if you know this. I know that Australia is a big country of emptiness, but you're not. It's not that empty.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 3 or 4 people there, right?
Yeah, and I'm shipping to 3 of them. Because
Simon and Lee.
Lee from Whack Comics, Simon here, Mad Spidey, and then is that Dan or something? I don't know.
Is it Werewolf by lunchtime?
He thinks, yeah.
Darren.
Yeah. That's it. Yes. So, anyways, yeah, good times.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been watching the Star Wars Jedi Tales stuff?
Oh, so far behind in all that stuff. I'm so far behind in shows in general.
Right.
Just like I still only watched 3 episodes of House of the Dragon. Still haven't watched Rings of Power. Still haven't watched Stargirl. Still haven't watched a lot of stuff. I get distracted too easily, and I jump between things, and I'm like, oh no, I just feel like watching that movie that I've watched 100 times, and then you never get back to it, and it's just one of those things that you, I get. I swear I should have been, diagnosed with like ADHD or something like that because my attention span is very limited.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, for me personally, it's like I think once you start to get too far behind, it becomes intimidating to watch them because then you feel like, oh my God, there's like I need to sit down, I need to find a block of time, even though you don't need to. It feels like you're like, oh, I'm supposed to catch up on all this stuff. I need to find 8 hours, an entire day where I can sit down instead of just going, oh, I can watch one episode every couple days or something, but
Yeah,
at least to me, I know that seems how I feel.
and that seems to be like the more I get into this, obviously all this YouTube stuff and things like that, is the more I've never been worried about spoilers, like movies that have come out. I'm always like, I'll never see it first weekend. I'll always give it a week or 2 weeks for the hype to die down, and then just go and see it in my leisure and things like that. And then obviously all this YouTube stuff come, and then everybody wants to talk about what's just come out. I'm like, well, I'm not fussed about spoilers, but I don't want the whole movie spoiled for me either.
Yeah,
And yes, I went and saw Black Adam last night.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
It was all right for what it was. I wasn't.
Yes.
I wasn't. I'd probably say a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't disagree with the critics' review of it, but they're not reviewing it from the standpoint of who, like, the intention of the movie at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
the fact that the critics and the fans are split like they are makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
It was fun. It was fun for what it was. Yes, I did love seeing that little bit of extra credit scene. That was a bit of a
Hawkman was a badass.
yeah. He actually played the part really, really well.
And as I said before, and I know Mark agrees with me, what was totally awesome was, to me, just watching the way Black Adam just floated everywhere. I can't. No, I am above you. I'm not going to dirty the soles of my feet walking. I will just slow float everywhere.
You had to be above everybody.
The first thing we got out of the movies, and Beck says to me, she goes, "Is that Smasher guy supposed to be a moron?" And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know much about. I didn't know anything about Adam Smasher or Cyclone. Obviously, I know Hawkman. I know Dr. Fate, but those two characters I knew like hardly anything.
Right.
Dr. Fate was awesome. For me, I think like outside of Black Adam, I think this Hawkman just stole the show. Like he was savage, man. The dude had no quit. He was relentless.
I actually really liked Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I wasn't fully sold on the helmet. It looked a little bit weird.
All the way sold from day one.
But when Hawkman's holding it and you see the eyes light up, I like that bit because I'm used to the old school look, not this sort of more modern sort of look. But
oh, you're used to where the mask only comes down to the top of his nose and his skin is showing?
No, that's the glow.
That's the old school. Yeah. Old school Dr. Fate, the helmet just came down over half of his head like he started to put a condom on.
I mean, halfway I'll do.
It was fun. I can't wait to be able to see it again when time permits. But
I'm ready to get that 4K. I'm ready to get it on disc.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable movie for sure. I mean, no one is going to mistake it as Oscar award winning, and that's not its intent. So that's fine. As long as
let's make a badass comic book movie. Just let's go.
I mean, there's no doubt it's a comic book movie. That's what it is, and nobody expects comic books to be award-winning literature. Every once in a while, it happens.
It's good when they do it here and there.
But it's never. It's in 98.8% of comic books that are written are never intended to be considered that. So, just like I don't think that the overwhelming majority of Hollywood action movies or superhero movies are ever meant to be, contenders for Oscar nomination or whatnot. They're meant to pull in some revenue, be fun, exciting, take you away from your day-to-day monotony, and take you to another world and just enjoy the hell out of it.
I like when they do things like they did with the Joker, or even what Christopher Nolan, like his style of Batman movies, how those weren't just sit down, adrenaline filled like action flicks, like the depth of storytelling and stuff and everything. They had like a lot more drama. I like having a variety. You know what I mean? I like this movie should be this character. We can lean this with it. This character has more weight with the storytelling. So let's expand on that. This character is just slapstick goofy. So let's just be slapstick goofy. Everything shouldn't be the same under no circumstance. And again, this movie was pulled, like it lifted heavily from that JSA Black Rain storyline where Black Adam decides to go take back his country. Like that's like, it was just a brawl of the JSA versus Black Adam to the point of them realizing we can't stop this guy. We just need to parlay. And that's what we got. We literally got that story. I'm like, dude, this is dope.
So was the devil dude an actual character in books, or was he just made up for the movie? Oh,
Yeah.
he was, yeah.
Yeah. You know, his sole purpose, and that's what I think is cool about this movie, like where it has a little bit of complexity to it, is Black Adam's the villain of the movie. He's literally the villain of the movie. The JSA are the good guys. Black Adam's the bad guy. And then you have the whole perception thing happening, you know, because of where they're at. And they just have to bring in somebody who's badder than he is, just long enough to create like that, to break that one trained mind he was on, you know, to create that Black Adam we have now, going from just being like, I'm just going to kill people because I'm mad, to, all right, I have somewhat of a purpose. I can at least protect these people now. You know,
Make him the anti-hero.
A true anti-hero, you know, not, yeah, exactly. They needed that catalyst. Like you have the good versus evil fight with Black Adam, and that isn't what Black Adam is. He isn't pure evil.
He can be DC's Doom.
Exactly.
This is my country. I care about my people. I'll care about other things when it affects my people, but otherwise, you know what? Go mind your own business and leave us alone. Don't.
Yeah, if you don't, I will kill you. But yeah, they needed the character like Sabak, who's like just evil incarnate, to come in and just break Black Adam from being the one trick pony, which it was perfect. He's still the bad guy though. You know what I mean? Like that's why Superman shows up at the end. He's like, bro, we need to talk. And Black Adam ain't going to listen to shit he has to say.
Although I already kind of felt that was again more of like this one side doesn't seem to understand it. Look, he's already said, hey, fine, you know what? I'm going to stay here, whatever. And then you sit there and it's like you antagonize him. Amanda Waller goes out of her way to antagonize him. And it's like, why?
Well, knowing Waller,
why do you do that?
What happens in that movie, like Amanda Waller never once, not for 1 second, even at the end of the movie, wants him in prison. She does not want him off the board. She wants control of him. That prison, it wasn't a prison. That was a Task Force X black site facility. Right. All of those people in those chambers, those were not prisoners. Those were assets with bombs in their necks waiting to be activated that are just too powerful to sit in a holding cell like people like Peacemaker or Deadshot. You know, you can't just put them behind bars. Those bars aren't strong enough. So she has a stockpile of soldiers on ice waiting to be activated and wanted Black Adam on the shelf as well. She couldn't get him there, so she wants Black Adam to know that she's the boss. She's the main bitch in charge when it comes to people with meta power. She's the one pulling all the pieces, and he doesn't know how powerful she is, so she's taunting her abilities. That's her. I thought that was a major play. But that isn't going to work for long because in the comics, you know, it's a point where the government sees Amanda Waller for who she is. Because at this point in the movies, she is a government employee. They don't know that she'll walk into a room of her own people and shoot everyone who's sitting at a computer because she doesn't want her own government knowing what she's doing for her own government. Yeah, no one knows how bad she is except for her.
I like that the chick from Peacemaker got a little cameo there too.
Hardcore, yes. You know that she's down there on shit shift again for hitting Amanda Waller with that golf club.
I missed that completely. Where was she?
She was the one that welcomed the JSA into the Task Force X facility who came walking up. Waller, she's like, Waller won't like dirty her hands with this kind of place. She made that comment or something. But remember, she's the one who she knocked Waller out at the end of the Suicide Squad. So Waller sent all those people like you have to go handle Peacemaker now. Then we got the Peacemaker show. So I guarantee you she's on the next shit detail. You know what I mean? Like Waller's still punishing her.
Got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I'll be honest. But.
I like Harcourt's character. She's a pisser.
Yeah, that's James Gunn's fiance. They got engaged after Peacemaker was done filming. It was almost to the point of the season finale. But yeah, she's a fun character, man.
Chris, aren't you ready to take a nap, man? I mean, you guys must have been moving boxes all day. Jeez.
He's got the YouTube bug now. He's hooked.
He could be moving boxes. You just turn the stream on, drop one comment, set your phone down on speaker, and just keep
Yeah.
working.
It's true. It is true. Oh, there, I do have more something to drink here.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
I do. I will say though, because they played another trailer for Wakanda Forever during the thing, and that I'm just getting I'm actually getting excited to see that. That just looks like
I'm
it's
ready
gonna
to see it. I'm not like giddy to see it. I'm nervous to see it.
I don't know. I think it's the whether it's the thing with like obviously Chadwick Boseman's passing and things like that. It sort of gives me a bit of goosebump sort
It'll
of
be the whole
feeling
movie.
a bit and things and.
I'm more concerned about it now after I read something that claimed to be some kind of plot leak, and I was like, God, I shouldn't have read that because I really hope that's not what it is now.
Are you
Because
talking about the central focus of the film?
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't read it.
That was a plot leak for a while, but then now that the movie is released, had a limited release, there's articles all over the place confirming what the central focus of this film is going to be. Because one of my primary concerns is, will this movie have its own agency, or will it simply just be twisting on our heartstrings with the Chadwick Boseman thing? When we walk out, will we be like, "Oh, what a great remembrance," and then after you process all the emotions of that 5 years from now, is this movie going to be any good on its own? And like my whole thing is I want them to lean into Namor because there's nobody left behind to really carry this movie on its own. And it's looking like they assume that there is when there's not. And if they don't just take this straight from Namor's perspective and let him carry the film, it's going to be a tough sell for me.
yeah, it would be nice. I don't want to spoil anything of what I said of what I read, but
I hope they touch
I just hope
on
it's
that.
really wrong.
Yeah, I hope they touch on it. Obviously, you see the mural on the wall. I hope they touch on it, but yeah, as you said, don't base the whole movie around it.
I'm fine with it being. Look, Wakanda lost its leader. That they're grieving. And there's this process they have to go through, whatever, and getting their new leader. And as a challenge is coming to them, and they don't have their protector, having to find their new protector and stuff. I'm fine with all that stuff. Weighing in, tying into that, and especially depending upon how they do
all these dots in the movie.
Especially depending upon how they decide to write him out. But the motivation. What concerns me is with what I've read is with regards to the motivation for
Atlantis.
the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is really lackluster.
Your plot motivator in this movie is like, fiddlesticks.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Your primary focus of this movie is your plot motivator. It's like
is weak.
That's what did it. That's
exactly.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I hope it's not something to do with like climate change or something like that.
No,
I won't even bring it up because I don't want to dig into it because I don't know. It's unconfirmed what I read. I don't even know that Mark and I think we're in sync. But
I'm just going to message you one word.
But there's nothing that 100.
Do it on IG. Don't do it in the private chat.
Anyways,
I'm going to put it in the private chat, Spidey. You're going to test your willpower.
But I'll tell you what's awesome is I finished watching the Jedi Tales yesterday, and wow, I thought some of those, especially for me, I thought that the ones that had to do with Count Dooku, phenomenal at filling in the color into his character.
Yeah, we're so far behind with all the Star Wars stuff and things like that. Like as I said, we still haven't even finished Boba Fett yet. Like I know it's not great, but we still want to finish it though.
Fortunately, when it comes to the Jedi Tales, it's 6 things. Each segment. I mean, there's a couple. They kind of tie together, but not. I mean, 3 and 3 tie together. They're 15 minutes long. And they have nothing to, they're just filling in stuff that happens with basically the prequel trilogy. So it's added flavor. There's 3 that have to do with Ahsoka and 3 that have to do with Count Dooku. And they're freaking, I thought, especially the Count Dooku ones, were awesome at filling in his motivation and his background and stuff. Sad that we had to do these things years after the movies came out to finally explain how he gets there, but it definitely was phenomenal.
Mm. Is there something called Visionaries or something? Is that like another animated series or something like that?
Well, there's a Star Wars Visions, which is a comic
Visions,
book.
Visions.
It's a comic book series.
Your
Or
message
okay.
up there, Rob.
what's that?
Check your DM on Instagram.
I saw it. I said
Okay.
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not hear you.
Oh, yeah. No, as soon as you popped up, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like another animated series or something. I'm losing track of how many there are at the moment, and I really need to play catch up. I want to get to Stargirl.
Yeah, that was fire this week. I watched last week's and this week's back to back this week, and I'm still playing catch up. I still have a lot of books to read, and I still got to watch this.
Yeah, I don't think that's even come out yet.
It's right here.
I love the DC animated movies.
I threw the digital code in a few days ago, and I started watching some of it yesterday. Just got too busy, but the animation in it's awesome because it's like the first CG animated one, but it's CG animation, but it's drawn over with regular looking animation. So like the movement and everything in it's really unique. Really cool style. Really cool style. But it's not in line with their shared universe stuff that they're doing right now.
Trev is saying that there's a Visionaries badass. It was a badass cartoon in the '80s. Oh, that was but that wasn't Star Wars.
No.
Visionary. I know that one's. Okay.
I just had Vision in my head, and then went, oh yeah, it's Visionaries, Vision.
Yeah, there was a recent Visions that Star Wars Visions where Mace Windu came back up, and it was kind of a samurai-esque kind of cover stuff. So.
What's going on here?
But
there we go.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it, Mark. That's unfortunately what I. Yeah, that's so exactly what I read.
Yeah, that's. I've read the plot, the plot breakdown for the movie. That's actually been like confirmed since after the release.
Dumb. All right.
They also confirmed that there's a mid-credit scene that they showed at the premiere. They only showed one credit scene, but you know how that works. There might be two when they do the worldwide release, and I don't know if you read about that, but get one. Yeah, go grab it. I'll open it.
That's what dads live for, is to open things.
Dude, I had a blast with them today.
Good. What'd you guys do?
Toys R Us?
Yeah. Toys R Us. We did the pumpkin thing.
I thought that was all gone.
So coming back inside like what, Pennies or something?
Macy's.
So, that's who it is.
My mom's birthday is tomorrow, so I wanted to go pick her up something, I bought her a Pandora bracelet a long time ago. That sick of thinking of trivial stuff to get her for her to be happy she got a gift, but not actually care about the gift kind of thing. So now I just get her Pandora charms every occasion, and I'm at the point now where I'm at the point now she's got enough that I just get her stuff that I don't know represent other things about life, Like for Mother's Day, I got her flamingo to it's like remembrance of our like summer vacations we go on and stuff, because she always comes with us on vacation and stuff. But we went to the mall, and the kids wanted to go look at toys. I'm like, dude, toy stores are pretty much closed now. Like, we don't really have toy stores. And Pops hit me up and was like, dude, they Toys R Us have like a deal with Macy's where now they're inside of Macy's. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, dude, this is awesome. So we go track out the charm. We go find Macy's, and right there on their glass, like when you're about to walk in to the big department store inside the mall, you see Jeffrey just right there. I'm like, yes. So we go in, like we find the robot stairs, and we're going down those, and we see a little sign that says toys, and there's just like a little few little shelves and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. There's stuff, and the kids find stuff they like, and I'm like, all right, cool. And we're getting ready to go back up the robot stairs. And I ask a guy, I'm like, so that's all the toys y'all got? He's like, that's all the Toys R Us stuff? He's like, no, that's the stuff that we carry. That's like some overstock company that sends stuff that has a small amount of floor space here. The actual Toys R Us is in that way. So we went, it's actually like a big piece of the store, like branded, everything. Like they can sit on a bench with Jeffrey, and they got like legit figures and stuff, like Marvel stuff, DC stuff, Star Wars black figures, like legit. I'm like, dude.
I had no idea they
I,
got that.
I miss Toys R Us because we had a few
Yeah.
at here. Like obviously not as many as over there, but yeah, like that. They always used to have the best stuff.
Yeah, it's like Toys R Us light, you know what I mean? But it's still like
Something.
Toys R Us. Yeah, yeah.
A little known fact: my first full-time job was at Toys R Us. I used to work at.
In fact.
Yeah. Not that it really matters to anybody, but yeah, that was a fun 1 year anyway. So
Yeah, no, I never worked at a toy store. It seemed like too much like, yeah.
I just hate that I didn't take advantage of what was there at the time. You didn't even think about that sort of thing.
Yeah, doing my first gig was working at the amusement park because there's an amusement park not near here, so that's where every kid pretty much went to work, was go work at the amusement park, because nothing sounds better than climb into a machine that's going to take your life and make you think you're going to die, and have it run by 16 and 17-year-olds.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, put your kid in this vehicle that entrusted to this 16. Thank God those things are mostly computer controlled, and really all that the human does is act as a dead man switch.
Yeah.
Especially on the kids' rides. The kids' rides really are literally like they're allowed to start the ride by turning a key and pressing a button, and then you hold the button until the ride stops on its own. And if you step away, it stops the ride right then and there. So that's essentially
Oh wow.
that's about with the purpose that they serve on those little kids rides that go round and round circles. It's pretty much like that way. If a kid starts to get up, they can let go, and they're basically a sensor to.
That's pretty cool.
Otherwise, I mean, most of even like when they get to the roller coaster stuff, everything's all mostly computer controlled, and most of the outages that occur are usually because like a bird flies through a sensor or something, and the computer thinks there's too many trains in a space. But at least that's how it used to be.
What was that movie, Adventureland, with Jesse Eisenberg and Bill Hader? Did you ever watch that?
Nope.
It was pretty funny. It was like set in the 80s, like everyone's first job was at the amusement park.
The fun thing about it really is that, or a more interesting thing about it to me now is that because I did that, I worked there for like 5 years during the summers and stuff, and moved up into management and everything else there. But is that now to this day, when I go to an amusement park or if I go to Disneyland, I don't care about the rides so much as I'm sitting there like looking at all the stuff that's the next layer stuff that you learn about that these parks do, the theming, and looking at these like where people come in and out and how they're doing communicating to one another without alerting the guests that they're communicating, and all these different little subtleties and they kind of go into creating the whole atmosphere. That's so much more interesting to me now than the ride itself.
I don't know, I'd rather just hop on a ride.
And the ride is interesting, but while I'm riding the rides, like I'm again watching those. What's the theming elements that are going into there? Most people don't recognize.
You make me want to go to Six Flags now.
Yeah,
I love me some Six Flags. We have like a place called Carowinds. It's
I've been there.
Away. I've never been to Carowinds. I've gone to Six Flags tons of times growing up, and since me and the wife have been together, we went. I think the last time we went was like 2018. Yeah, I think it was like 2018. But it's fun. They got like the whole they're Warner Brothers affiliated.
I'm putting you to sleep. I'm sorry.
He's saying like the intricacies of the park is boring. Get on the rides. Yeah, they're Warner Brothers affiliated, so they always have like the Looney Tunes stuff and the DC comic stuff. And I went with Pops took me to Universal, And they had like Marvel stuff back when we went.
Was that
They had-
Marvel Superhero Island or something or other? I think it was
I
called.
don't remember what it's called. But they had like Doctor Doom, like tower drop, and they had a Spider-Man 4D kind of ride thing, where Hydra Man pops up and a little squirt gun shoots you in the corner of your eye type thing.
Thrill me, baby.
Yeah, I'm not the one to thrill you. Sorry, pops.
Rob's got too much of the analyst sort of brain.
Yeah, I don't know. I've ridden the rides, and that's the thing is I've ridden them so many times and all that stuff. And now, so to me, I mean, there's some certain ones I'm interested in, but the other part of it is, look, I'm a big dude, and some of those rides aren't really made for me to be comfortable in, and so I don't care to necessarily go on them. And if
Some of
that's
them
the
hurt like
case,
hell, just straight up hurt like hell, even if you're
Yeah.
not a big dude.
exactly.
The Ninja is a roller coaster at Six Flags. It was one of the first ones that kind of like when they were going from wood to metal, and they did not have it perfected. But one thing they do is when you put the bars down, they have like pads by your head, and I think, yes, the whole time you're going, your head's just like you get off, you feel like you've been kicked in the side of the face multiple
Yeah.
times.
So I don't know. It's a combination of I've done so many rides, I've done all this stuff, and so now as I'm just old, I enjoy different things.
So going to the
But-
fair, I don't ever want to ride shit anymore at the fair. I used to
Well,
love riding those. And I'm like, I'll get on the pirate ship and just do that. And other than that, I'm good. I'm good.
no, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I go to Disneyland. I like to go on a lot of their rides, but a lot of their rides are a lot more passive. Like Haunted Mansion. Again, go on Haunted Mansion. It's about the theming and everything. Looking at all the intricacies of what they've done, as opposed to a thrill ride, right?
I like those things, like where you get in the little car and it takes you through through the river, and there's things that pop up and stuff like that. Those are really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott can do it with 2 Pink Ranger masks.
Yeah,
Well,
he can thrill anybody with 2 Pink Ranger masks.
that's possibly true.
Did y'all
Yeah.
read anything this week?
I
Not
I haven't
to
even had
ask me
time. I've been meaning to. I kept
Spidey,
thinking
I
I
don't
was.
want to hear that shit anymore. You can download the DC Ultra app and you can read as much as your heart desires. That excuse
Yeah, because
doesn't
I'm gonna
apply
read.
anymore.
If I'm gonna read, I'm gonna read DC.
Well, with the DC Infinite app, you definitely could. But there's also like the Vertigo stuff on there, and
I was doing other things today, like I had a show, and then it was like I recorded two different unboxings and do some editing and get some get caught back up. I had on a few things and try to clear out some of the boxes that were stacking up. And
I didn't realize you were doing 2 shows in 2 days.
yeah,
I
normally don't.
just
But I
thought
am. It's
thought
just
that dope was next week.
no. Dope originally was scheduled for today, but he had a death in the family. Not
Okay.
So there was a funeral that was today, and so he was doing that, and then but he really wanted, we had been kind of planning this, really wanted to do this, and with the Halloween it was like, okay, well, what do we do? I already have other guests booked for other Saturdays and stuff, so it was just like, you know what, I'll just do a special. It's Halloween. Let's just do a Halloween special. We'll just do it on the Sunday because I'm not going to try to do it on a Monday. And
It'll be Monday for me.
all right. Well, I'm sorry.
But
I don't know.
but
I don't know
but-
if you know this. I don't schedule my shows around Australia time.
No, you just schedule it around me. But we have a public holiday every year, and it's only in our state on Tuesday. It's for our big horse race, Melbourne Cup, whatever. I don't even know why they have a public holiday for it. But anyway.
Rich white dudes.
Yeah, pretty much. But I've taken, this is the first time in about, I reckon, 10 years or more, I actually got the Monday off in between.
Oh, nice.
So I will actually be watching.
You see, so I knew it was happening.
Yeah, see, you do schedule it around me.
Right. Exactly. Without happy coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. We will say that.
Yeah. So so he'll be on tomorrow. That'll be fun. And then
you're doing an only slabs tomorrow.
Yep, the special, the
Yeah.
Halloween special with Dope.
Yeah.
He's hella excited.
Yeah, he's got a fire horror, like pre-code
yeah,
horror
pre-code
book,
horror. Yeah,
stuff
he's
like that, like collection from what I hear. And
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it, like that when he's popped up on other streams.
well. He was on last week when Man Cave was on showing some of his, and he's going, "Dude, will you stop it? How am I going to have stuff to show?"
Yeah, exactly. And it's not as if you haven't had, multiple versions of things pop up on shows
Right.
and things
Yeah,
like
it
that.
happened to be that this month we've had because we had Lee on earlier, and Lee has a lot of pre-code. He's in pre-code horror, so we had him, and then Man Cave did his stuff, and now so Dope. So it'll have been a good October for spooky time comics for sure.
Yeah, I've noticed on Netflix they've started releasing a few their usual sort of, it's Halloween time, let's start releasing all horror movies and stuff. I saw there's that he wants to talk about that Del Toro thing, don't you?
Go ahead.
I haven't watched it, but I watched the brief thing they do before you can click on it, and it looks like he does awesome stuff anyway.
Okay, so yeah, it's called Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
It's an anthology show, 8 episodes, completely standalone episodes, different stories, different time eras, different places. But each episode is introduced by Guillermo walking out in a suit, talking to you in an all-black room. And he just walks up onto the Cabinet of Curiosities and is just talking about intricacies, Robs. You could sit at an amusement park and stare at this cabinet all day. It opens, it folds, it bends, it twirls, and he kind of talks about a concept or an idea, and he'll open parts of the cabinet and pull an item out, and then he'll say, today's story is called The Autopsy, directed by, and he'll give you the name of the director, and he'll lay the item down on a little table next to a little ivory statue of the director. So it's a way of taking short stories that are known stories, some of which that have existed for a while, some that might not have, and Guillermo del Toro has brought them together and packaged them, and he's using them as a mechanism to introduce new directors that I'm assuming that he put his stamp of approval on. And man, when I tell you they are well done, they are well done. Budgeted well. You're seeing like very recognizable actors and actresses in them. It is almost as scary as Tyler twerking. Yeah, they're fun, man. They're really fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks very highly produced, like the makeup effects and stuff like that. I think it just looks.
Yeah,
it really does.
Special effects in it are ridiculous. There's a lot of practical effects, which is just.
Well, maybe I'll take a look at it once I reactivate my Netflix.
All you got to do is just look at things like Pan's Labyrinth and stuff like that, and that you can
Hellboy
just see.
Golden Army. He's a big fan of that practical. Have you watched
I'm
Sandman
just
yet?
saying, what's that?
Have you watched Sandman yet?
No, that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I was about to say, like you kind of built up a couple of things you could, like you said, reactivate. Watch Sandman. Hit
Right.
this,
I will. I
movies.
have to turn off my HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you've built up enough to make it worth the switch over for now.
Now that I finished watching the Harley Quinn animated series, or caught up on it,
this season.
I'm not sure if I want to be bothered to finish Titans or not. It just everybody's not.
It hadn't even started yet, so the middle of this coming month, so you might as well switch over, watch some other stuff, and come back if it's worth watching. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, that's a given. I'm gonna like it.
I've just been
hate
watching
it at the same time.
I've done the first two seasons, and I'm just like, kind of like,
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. The third one annoyed me.
Yeah.
No.
The third one had the best 3 episodes of the entire series, and then the rest of the season was the worst of all of it.
Oh wow! Way to sell me.
Yeah. I'm not trying to tell you.
I know. You're just stating. You're just stating.
I'm only saying because Jason Todd, he just annoys me.
But the Red Hood angle was great, but dude, they handled it so poorly. They're like just you have to assume not all of your audience is aware of his story arc, and they just give it all to you in the first episode. Like, who's this Red Hood? Oh, you'll know by the end of this 50-minute episode. Really?
Yeah, you could stretch that out throughout half the season, if not the whole season.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't know. I gotta. I kind of. It's like I kind of want to wait to see if. No, I can get it before then. I was like, it
What's
only
that?
be about. It's only to about December 5th before Black Adam would come out on HBO Max. So
Thought it was dry. Oh, is that what they said? I thought I read something earlier on where it's slated for release in January. That might be
I
physical
think.
release.
I think. I think for everybody else, potentially yes, but the December 5th, the way that the deal is set up with Warner Home Video stuff and HBO Max has been it's 46 days after release or something.
Mhm.
And so that it would be eligible to show up on HBO Max December 5th
Oh,
as an
awesome. That's
exclusive
not a long way.
as an exclusive for them, right? So then it would be available. Then the other would be the elsewhere type thing.
Is there a reason why you only keep one active at a time?
I have several actives, and I just had to draw the line at how many are actives because I have
And those
Hulu and
two are
Disney
comparable
Plus.
in price rate too, so that makes
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, because I got Hulu and Disney Plus and well, Peacock I don't pay for it. Well, I do, but I don't. Peacock is provided with my cable provider. Um, but it's just there's only so much content I can watch, and it doesn't just when it's over. And and Amazon Prime I have, right? So it's just a matter of like, why pay that much money for channels I'm not watching on a regular basis? I might as well just have at least say here's how many I'm going to have, and like I'll turn off HBO Max when I'm not in a bit, and I'll flip it back onto Netflix for a while, and then I'll flip it back again or something
Mhm.
because
I watch all of
it's
them a whole lot.
there's just so much that it's like invariably there's especially like when this time of year's up where I'm trying to watch I got regular shows that are also coming up in my feed, filling up my the because the regular seasons have started on the network shows, and of course with us trying to watch wrestling.
Yeah, I haven't
It's,
watched Rampage yet. I'm excited for that. I know Wardlow and Samoa Joe were
right.
scheduled to have a match last night, so I'm excited for that. He's one of my favorites. As far as the network television series, I don't think I watch a single network show. Yeah, I don't think I watch a single one. Which ones do you keep up with?
Well, I'm watching for whatever reasons I'm still watching Simpsons and I'm still watching Family Guy and I'm watching NCIS and NCISLA and the Connors
What is
because
that?
because I grew up because I grew up with Roseanne and I like that show and
Nothing wrong
um,
with that.
Young Sheldon. Yeah. And then every once in a while, I'll binge or I'll catch up on They Call Me Cat.
What is that?
That's it's a show with what's her name? But
Cat Dennings?
no. It's the girl who played the lady who played Blossom as a kid and later on was on Big Bang Theory as Sheldon's girlfriend.
I don't know.
I forget what her name. Anyways, uh, Maya Bialik. My wife's is. Anyways,
Not
uh,
familiar.
she's the lead on the show where she's like running a cat cafe. I don't know. It's kind
Like
of it
the
doesn't
kitty cats?
like yeah like cats like little kittens and stuff. Yeah, she's got a cat cafe that she runs. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm watching it mostly for her because I find her interesting as an actress, but it's definitely not something you would normally think would appeal. Um, I wouldn't if it just told me, hey, here's a show about this, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm going to go watch that show, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds like a tough sell.
exactly. But it's just I mean, it's a small tight knit. They basically got like six regulars for the entire show, and it's like mostly filmed in like two rooms. But anyways, I don't know. I find it somewhat amusing, much like Mad Spidey.
What have I done now?
Nothing.
A show called They Call Me Kitty Cat.
It's based on they call me Cat. It's based on some UK show originally, but
You're in the UK. Have you heard of it, Mad Spidey?
he's not in the UK.
The
I'm
UK
not.
South.
I'm not a pom.
I don't know what that means.
That's like slang term for an English person.
How do they feel about that term?
Nah, I don't worry. I call Grey Man a pom all the time.
Yeah, there you are.
There you are. Hey, Austin.
But yeah, no, I don't know. There's a lot of. I also then there's shows like I need to catch up on the second season of Only Murders in the Building and
Oh, there's so much shows to catch up on. And we don't even get half of what you guys get. I don't know how you guys do it.
Oh, and I'm like super behind on Doctor Who. I mean, I just found out that they got rid of her. I guess I have to finish watching her suffering through some of her runs so I can watch her die and regenerate.
Yeah, well, Beck has them all on DVD, but she struggled. She loves Doctor Who, and she struggled with the female Doctor.
It had nothing to do with her being a female.
No, that's right. She just didn't like her that much. So
are y'all sure it didn't?
I thought it was an interesting idea to bring in a female Doctor. It doesn't matter because it shouldn't matter for the.
It's like Peter Capaldi. We didn't like Peter Capaldi as Doctor.
Neither did I. The story writing wasn't good.
David Tennant was the best of the recent lot.
Well, look, I liked Tennant. I liked Smith. I liked freaking.
What was that?
Even
what David Tennant?
And then the guy from Sex Education.
Oh God! Oh, okay. Beck's just alerted me that David Tennant's coming back as the Doctor for a brief time, and then
she regenerated. She regenerated into David Tennant Doctor.
Yeah, and then it's
gonna be a black.
The guy from I don't know whether you've ever seen that the Netflix show Sex Education, which is actually an absolute hilarious show. Like I absolutely loved it, and there's a guy in that who's going to be playing the 15th Doctor.
Yeah,
he's very very young.
Yeah, I've seen some of those images of it. That's great. It's the writing that was really the problem. Like some of Capaldi stuff was okay. But some of it was just the stories were awful and lame. It's like, oh, I'm going to take down this UFO with an arrow made of gold. I mean, really?
But when you analyze Doctor Who, it's pretty goofy anyway.
Well, yes.
Like very cult
You don't say.
Hey, Mark, people say the same thing about.
Absolutely. About pretty much. I'm sitting here reading about like Waller versus Wildstorm issue number 2, so I completely understand the concept of. On paper, it sounds goofy,
right? But
hey, Bobby.
Anyways, I don't know.
I just seen Pops' comment, so I'm reaching out to somebody who knows how to find the answers better than myself to figure that out. No, just to ask when it's going on sale, because I know Ryan had already looked it up previously. I definitely plan on ordering one of those hardbacks for Starhenge. That book is next level wild. That's that Liam Sharp written and illustrated cover to cover, just 100% Liam Sharp.
Oh, I remember you mentioning that in something.
Yeah, it gets into like Arthurian legend, but it's like a futuristic sci-fi book that dabbles in magic. It's wild, and his artwork is it's something else. Like
I've always loved Liam Sharp.
Yeah, you can take the words out of the book and just go through the book like that, then go back and read it, or vice versa. You could revisit this book 1,000 times and notice different stuff every time. And he's so versatile. Like one minute he'll be doing like his abstract painting style, the next minute it'll be in like just like subtle child animation because you're in a flashback of this girl when she's a kid in one scene, and then you'll hit an action scene and it'll start narrating from someone's perspective, talking about how when like violence always comes to them as like comic panels and it takes them back to when they remembered a comic, that blah, whatever. They find reasons to shift up the art style throughout it, but it does it has its foundation in that painted, that very watercolor wash painting style of his. It's just next level.
Even his traditional like pencil and ink work is very, very crisp, like really crisp, like Jim Lee level sort of crisp.
Yeah, like he did for that Green Lantern series. He did a cover for the Green Lantern 80th anniversary that was just out of this world. It had Alan Scott front and center. I'm like, yep, that's the cover I'm getting. Liam Sharp, Alan Scott, sold. Let's see, Star Hinge hardback. I'm still picking up 2 copies of that book every time it drops because the A and B cover are both Liam Sharp covers, and the ones after that are not Liam Sharp covers. But I pick up both of his covers. They're wicked.
Well, I don't know what else is going on. Seems like we just talked yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
No crazy stuff.
Hardcover, $30 available at Barnes and Noble. Wonder if that's going to be the whole series or if that's just a piece of it.
Do like a multi-volume type.
Yeah, so Starhenge Book 1 is called The Dragon and the Boar, 6 issues. So I think we're only up to 5 issues. So there's one more issue, and then the hardback will be released. Yeah, it's pre-order right now. April 25th is when it goes on sale. So it's a while before it goes on sale, but the pre-orders are up.
Here, Spidey. I'm going to show you this.
Ooh.
Did you draw that, Rob?
No, that's Ji Hung Lee.
He drew that?
Yeah.
That is really nice.
You had him draw that, or is that printed on the cover?
I had him draw that.
That's wicked.
I sent in the blank, asked for Spider-Gwen. That's what he drew.
That's what I said to Simon, because Simon's sort of he's seen my collection, obviously, and he's like, he's trying to just lightly get into the original art stuff. And I said, dude, seriously, just go sketch covers. If you don't mind sketch covers, it's a cheaper way to collect, because obviously when I was collecting, it was 11 by 17 and it's full figure and it's backgrounds and stuff, and it gets very expensive very quickly.
Yep.
Just go sketch covers. It's it's so much easier, and a lot of artists will not sketch on anything bigger than a sketch cover or a backing board or a 9 by 12 at absolute most.
Well, I've got a couple that I've run into that won't do sketch covers because they don't like the paper on the sketch cover.
And I know, because as I mentioned before, like I'm good mates with David Yarden, and he did that for a while too, because the stock on a lot of the sketch covers, because he works in Copic markers, the stock would not stick, so it would bleed or it would run and things like that. And he literally, for about a 3 or 4 year span, he would actually say at conventions he would write like no sketch covers, because the stock was that crap that it wouldn't stick properly. But he has backflipped, because obviously the stock is a lot better now than what it was, sort of a decade ago and all that.
Yeah, the last show I was at, where I was asked somebody, and he was basically telling most people no. He said, if you show me the book, he says, I'll look at the paper, because some of them are, and he says, I'll let you know. But
so some of them are extra glossy and it doesn't stick properly, but when it's that real sort of matte finish, it will work a lot better. It doesn't matter whether it's pencil, ink, markers, or anything like that. A lot of them won't do watercolor, because watercolor doesn't necessarily work well on sketch covers, regardless of the cardboard stock. But it will yeah, some of them will just refuse, like outright refuse. But yeah, look, most of them will do it nowadays.
Yeah, well, this was well, I'm on his list because I've bought some stuff from him direct before from his website because I always like to do sometimes the artists they have better pricing on stuff, or I'd rather if I'm going to pay 30 or 40 bucks for an exclusive variant, I'd rather all that money go if I'm paying the same price, have it all go to the artist rather than
And
some of the other stuff. But
and unfortunately, I've had to deal with a lot of art reps over the years and things like that, and you end up finding out that okay, there because the average art rep will take 10% off the top. But there are some that are starting to go to the 20s and the 30% mark and stuff like that. And you just like, you feel like you're getting sort of like you understand they've got to make money too. That's understandable. Right. But when you're starting to get 20%, 30%, okay, like the artist will charge you $100 if you get it done on a show, but if you get it done through a rep, it's like $130, $140. You start feeling a little ripped off.
And middleman.
Yeah, well, this was one of these situations where because I'm on his mailing list, and then they're coming up on they were coming up ahead of time on New York Comic Con, and he was opening up. I got an email that said, "Hey, he's going to open up his commission list for New York Comic Con, and you can get on it." He says, "And we will accept mail-ins."
Yeah.
So it was
a lot of them do that for New York.
So I was like, okay, cool. Then I'm in, like Flint, and you know, there was multiple tiers. I went with the middle tier. I would have loved to have one with the background or anything else, but it was just gets ridiculous. And it's like, all right, let's just go with the torso instead of the head. And it was about 3.
And sometimes it depends on the artist too. I know there's a UK artist that I've always wanted a piece from. His name's Ben Oliver, and like he does absolutely phenomenal like watercolor and sort of acrylic painting style pieces. But anytime you ever see commission, it's literally just a head sketch. But his head sketches are like super, super detailed and super expensive. But the thing is that that's what he's known for. So you'd be like, if you ask him for a torso or try to go full body or something like that, it might not be as detailed and as nice.
I'll tell you, I'm really interested to. I had 2 others that are commissions that are out that I'd really like to say. Who are they? I can't remember.
Yeah, I gave up on my outstanding list. Like all my outstanding, I haven't anything that's outstanding. I haven't paid for, so I've just gone. I want to get out of it for a little while because it's just becoming an expensive hobby, like more expensive than when I was fully in it.
So I have one that's outstanding with Mary Landro. Mary Landro.
That's like 2 letters off from being my mom.
Well, it's not your mom, so probably pretty good. And then I have one out with Doc over at CGC.
Doc Shana.
Yeah, he's doing a Adam Strange.
Nice. I remember when Taylor scored that good deal on that low grade copy, and you went on the inside and had to buy one the very next day.
Well, it wasn't the next day, but I did. I did end up with one in short order.
Close. It was close.
Yeah.
Those unboxing videos were less than 2 weeks apart.
God damn you! I saw one now that was a 5.0 the other day. And it was up on it's on Shortbox, I think it is. And I was like, oh, that is beautiful. So much better looking than mine.
What grade is yours?
Mine's a 2.5.
What's the FMV on the 2.5?
And mine is a rough 2.5 because all the stuff is on front spine damage, as opposed to like backside spine damage.
What's the FMV on a 2.5, Rob? I love front spine damage.
Let's take a look here. Cover price. And that is showcase number 17. I think it is. Yes, showcase 17.
What was that noise?
That was the sound of the phone ringing.
only 2.5. Right, it's only about $500.
Have you had any luck with your Namor? Any nibbles?
No,
I've shared it out on a.
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, nobody's. The one that's up is the 5.0. The 5.0. The person's asking over FMV for it. So
That's fried rice,
Yeah, I know. I can tell that.
and that's meant to be honey chicken, but it's got no honey on it.
Oh,
Is
that's
that
weird.
is but is that rice?
No, that's all right.
no maggots.
it's
It's
maggots.
maggots. It's maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots.
Okay, I'll give
We're
it a crack.
sharing the rice, that's why I put it in a bowl.
Okay.
Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots.
Hmm.
Just for those of us who are old enough to remember.
Mm.
I hate.
That's like when you know, Comics 89 this morning. Oh yeah, because I was born in 89. He started making references and things. I'm like, you two are feeling old. I'm feeling old over here, and it's just like, oh.
Not well. It's bad enough that you start to feel old, but then you sit there going, dude, how did he's born in '89. He says he started collecting late, and yet he's got like every ASM book, and you're like,
What do you do for a living?
right?
Yeah. And that's why I
Because-
made the smart ass comment of like, if you haven't got the annuals, it's not a complete run.
What?
What are you finding?
I don't have anything in my lap.
Is it a tiny person?
Ooh,
Hey. With you? Where are you with?
Tiny naked people.
when was the last time y'all watched The Lost Boys?
Oh, is that who's that?
Oh,
ago.
it's been a
It,
bit,
it never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
especially since it takes place. It was filmed right near me because it takes place. But the fictional town of Santa Clarita, whatever is is filmed in Santa Cruz, on the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, which is nearby.
You worked at that amusement park?
No, I did not work at that amusement park. I did go to that one quite a bit when I used to live up in the mountains up there, because you used to catch the bus, and the bus would take you down the mountain right to the beach, and you'd get off there, and you could spend the day during the summer there as a kid, hang out at the beach, talk to people,
Was
and,
it, were there topless roid rage dudes with saxophones?
and get yourself some awesome corn dogs.
Did you buy any comics from the Frog Brothers?
Yeah, there's no comic book shop on the boardwalk.
That's a bad place for them, salt air and stuff.
Yeah. You just go there. You'd go there to get saltwater taffy and ride the rides, man,
I love taffy.
and get corn dogs because
Dude,
Haji.
Willy Wonka makes a mean taffy. I'm not even gonna flex. Saltwater taffy is great, but there's something about Willy Wonka taffy. It's just infused with flavor. Like those banana ones, they just scream banana.
All right, there you are.
In case y'all were wondering, I know there's at least none of you that were wondering.
Yeah, absolutely none of us. We're all none of us. But what is this? Interesting.
So I got another package in today from what I won on John's Comics with Kids. I thought it was
Nice.
like one of my wife's like mom boxes. She gets like those monthly mom boxes. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. There's like these monthly subscription boxes, just like how people can get a monthly comic mystery box.
Well, I know monthly subscription boxes. My youngest gets like a Pusheen cat box and whatever, but I didn't know about a mom box.
Yeah, there's a monthly box for anything, Rob. And that's what I thought was on the porch because it's just sitting there like this.
Okay.
And it had like this nice, like little sweetheart sticker kind of thing on it with my address. I'm like, what is that? And I saw it's from Albert Loves Comics, who did the those donations for John's Comics with Kids. I'm very excited to get into it. Very excited. I need other stuff to arrive. I bought a mystery box from Drac as well as something from
I opened up mine today.
Well, look, dude. All right. So I bought a book from him off Whatnot months ago.
Mhm.
Like I don't Whatnot, but Drac was doing something special on there, so I got on Whatnot just to watch his show that was
Right.
running during my live show one Sunday night, and I won the book. It got sent to my old address.
Oh,
Oh,
And
again.
then it got returned to sender to the Great White North. When something gets returned to sender, it's no longer on like a priority or a 3 day. It's just it'll get there when it gets there, kind of thing.
right.
So he's like, he sat on it for a little while and he did his mystery box. I ended up getting one of his mystery boxes. I gave him my right address and he just put in the wrong address. Like it's going somewhere else in my neighborhood. And so I don't think the universe wants me to have that book I got from him.
Everybody keeps sending stuff to your wrong address, man.
It was just Drac and Pete, but Pete accidentally did it that second time. And then Drax just, I don't know, he just typoed the address or something.
Well, I will say that I know that it can be easy if you're not good about, like for me, like I use, because I'm using Pirate Ship and it automatically saves everything as you enter people in.
Yeah, so anyway,
And so if you're not on top of, like, if somebody gets a new address, if you're not making sure that you delete the old mess address, it can be an issue
Well,
because
the first one was on me, like just buying something through Whatnot, and I didn't update.
I hadn't updated.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this one though, like he has my address, and he just put in the wrong number with it, like the wrong house number.
Oh,
So
okay.
he said that he checked on it. He said it's in Atlanta, scheduled to show up like at November 3rd. So I don't know if it's worth even trying to get it redirected. He said he's going to see if he can intercept and update or something. And I told him if you can't, just let me know, and I'll grab my kids and walk down the block to the neighbor's house and let them know what's up and use the kids as sympathy and see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, I got mine today, and I opened it up and recorded it. So I don't know when it's going to air, but
Were you happy?
I'm not unhappy. That's for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there's not for what I got wasn't necessarily a lot of things in there that would be my wheelhouse.
I just want the art print.
But yeah, the art print's beautiful. I got number 4, and the books definitely hit value. I mean, there's no
What
doubt about it.
number did you buy?
13.
You got number 4, and DJ bought box number 4 and got art print number 5.
Yep.
It's such a savage.
But
Oh my God.
so yeah, but I mean, I definitely know, because I look up the books, no doubt. I mean, one book alone almost paid for the box. But
That's how DJ was as well.
yeah. But I mean, most of it's nothing that I'm like super excited about for my personal PC.
Yeah,
But that's okay. I don't.
don't
That's not.
expect to get any PC books. I watched we're Link Squad members, so Rob and I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell you what DJ got. We saw DJ's video. The cheapest book in DJ's box, there was that. I think it was the second book he showed was a $1 value book. That would be the only book that I would PC. The rest,
Yeah, I didn't have a dollar book in my box. There were a couple 5s, a couple 8s.
Well, it's crazy that book was $1 because it was kind of very similar to a post that you put up recently. Like the artist alone, like you would assume that
No
the
digging.
book would be a couple dollars. It's just a B cover of a series, but it's a DC book and it's a series that I dig heavily and I enjoy the artist.
Sorry, I had to tell the dog no digging. The dog likes to go to the carpet and like try to dig through the carpet, and I was like, no. You're already in trouble because you went to the dog park and
Just trying to uncover the dead
rolled
body.
in poop. My wife was like, she had to make an emergency stop at like Pet Food Express to use their dog wash station because she's like, yeah, I was at the dog park. Just after the dog took a dump and went right up to it and went rolling through it. It's like, oh.
That's disgusting.
She's all, thank God I had the drool towel. That got most of it, at least enough to get into the car. But, you're just a weirdo. But yeah, no, it was good. Good value there. Happy. I had so much stuff to unbox. It's like I hate because I get to a point where I have a bunch of stuff and I know my videos are going to be backed up, and it's like Either that or I have to run extra videos. And if I run extra videos, then all of a sudden I'll be out of content at one point. And it's like, well, I try to keep it a consistent flow.
I have packages from this one individual. I've got 3 packages now from this one individual, dating all the way back to January, that I just let sit. Because if come a day that I don't have something to do, I'm going to unbox what at this point are now definitely mystery packs because I have no clue what the hell's in anymore.
Well, that's the
It's
thing.
good for promotion.
That's what it is all the time. Is I sit here, I'll go like, I don't know what's in this anymore. It's like
Mhm.
unless I was. Sometimes I'm smart, and when I get the package, I'll look at the tracking number and I'll look at my list, my inventory of what's coming in on find what it is, and then I'll write on the box what it is at least, so I know.
I do that for the Jang books, like because there'll just be one book in a package, and I won't remember what book was with what seller kind of thing. I'll just write the name of the book on it when it comes in while I remember.
Yeah, that and I'll have to do sometimes with the eBays. I have to take a look at them just to make sure before, because it's like, okay, I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but you don't want it to sit there too long before you do something. But then the one that gets the worst is the stuff I buy from T-Ravis. When I buy some of that stuff, packages that sit here for months before I get around to them, because I'm like, oh, that's like the lowest priority content for me is the T-Ravis box.
What is
See, I can't do it. As soon as I get I don't get as many parcels as you guys anyway, but as soon as I get a parcel, I have to open it up straight away. I just can't. I can't sit on it.
T-Ravis, he's a seller. He just does a bunch of IG claims. He'll put up a bunch of stuff that's ranges from $1 to $20, depending on what they are. Most of them are like low dollar books, and so I'll go through them and I'll look to see if there's anything that's got cool covers or minor keys. It's kind of like dollar bin or bargain bin shopping, and sometimes he's running like he'll run a 50% off sale for anything that's left because he just needs to clear some inventory, and then I'll buy a bunch of stuff and use them as some of the filler in the giveaway bin book, right? Because the giveaway bin book's gonna have a mixture of just different price books and different kind of covers and different eras.
So you put a Black Panther 2 in the box.
Yeah, that was kind of cool, huh?
I would have loved that.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget I put certain books in there.
I thought I was going to actually win for the first time this morning because it hung there.
Paused. And you're like,
paused, and then it went Ragman. I'm like, you're sending me a box. This should be the time to win one.
Right? I know. Because there's
Maybe tomorrow.
Ragman's. What did Ragman had? I got his stuff here because he hasn't sent me his information yet. He had the Sandman. He had the Blondie.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't.
No, this one, Mark.
Hey, who won that?
Ragman Comics. So you got
he's
the Thorian.
He's in Germany, but he has a point man there in California.
Oh, okay.
Where
He got the Scotty Young Spider-Man.
my story on is signed by JR.
He got a free comic book day that gave him 2 extra books. He got a Spider-Gwen #4 from the first volume.
You want me to give you the shipping that I have for him?
He's got a Warlock and the Infinity Watch.
Nice.
And then he had
the
Black Panther issue 2.
Not bad.
Yeah, last week we gave away that Transformers #4 that was the Shockwave cover. I think it was 4.
What's the deal with that book? I sold one on Pop's Attic not long ago. That's
It's
one where it says like all dead humans or whatever on the wall.
They're all dead, or something like that.
What's the deal with that?
It's like the introduction of Shockwave or something to the.
Yeah, I think it's more of a cover sort of key.
It is, yeah.
More than anything else.
I can't remember where I got mine from, but I put it up on Pop's Attic for like $5 and sold it.
Oh yeah, $5 would be gone pretty quick. It's like a $20 book
that day
in good condition.
It was.
Yeah. But
Still good.
what you gonna do?
What you doing? Email.
What are these guys doing? What's that first? Oh, look at that. But what's that?
The bowl's
God.
empty, you scavenger.
I think I'm about to hop off here, take some melatonin, and see if I can
Yeah.
make it through an hour of wrestling before I fall asleep.
Lately, that has been putting me to sleep as I try to watch it. But so sometimes I give up after trying to watch it 2 or 3 times, and I just go to watch ups and downs
I won't try to,
to get the recap.
stay awake. A lot of times I find myself just being okay with listening to the commentary. Like I'll end up turning the rest of it on at work,
Hmm.
and, just peek over.
No.
It broke my heart. It broke my heart seeing FTR lose Wednesday. I told you that.
Yep. Well, and of course they'll, like I said, they'll further that storyline.
I wish that Swerve
They
and
do it.
Orton would have held the belts longer.
Yeah, well, you'll see. You'll see. They play that storyline tonight or on the episode that you're going to watch.
Okay.
Right.
I'm about to hop off and take a look at it.
Yeah, no, we're probably gonna.
The wife did a serving shift tonight. She wasn't managing tonight, so she's home earlier. When she manages, don't even see her the night of. So I'm gonna
Well,
go curl up on the couch with the family for a little bit here.
no, we're probably going to call it here anyways because it's kind of slow. Anyways, just wanted to fill in a little bit, make sure that people were thinking about us, especially you, Mark. Panda was thinking about you.
Oh my god!
for the road, baby.
Woo!
Oh yeah. All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, take it easy there. And then there was me and Mad Spidey's chair. So, chair, tell me, what do you think about the comic book community?
Bow down, bitches.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, I know somewhere he's got an outro here somewhere. He's so crazy. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys all for coming out in this weird version of Remy's Place without Remy, because he's at Baltimore Comic Con having fun with people, I suppose. Sometimes you have to do that. I don't see the outro. I'm trying to stall here while I was looking for an outro so I can outro this correctly. And this is like the dumbest. The man has 75 like little video clips on here. It is like impossible to find anything. Holy Toledo. I don't.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you got too much stuff in here, man. That's all I know. Too much stuff.
Closing time. Time to roll to Chili's and chow down with my fucking boys.